Assalamu alaikum all. Today I'm going to be talking about my 2024 Muslim money goals. Now I'm going to be talking about the goals and kind of going into them. And inshallah, this is something I could kind of look back on in like sort of every quarter and towards the year. But yeah, just want to say welcome to Simple Muslim Money, which is all about simple halal investing and personal finance for Muslims. Now, what type of Muslim money goals am I setting? So basically, I want to set like simple goals that are kind of easy to track, easy to kind of follow, and kind of really kind of going back to basics as well. It's almost like a reset as well. So number one is that I want to increase my savings and investments to 25% of my income per month. So one of the ways that I find best to think about saving and investing as well is how much of my income, so how much of my monthly salary am I putting away towards savings and investments. So for example, if I use monetary values, I don't think it's as useful. And this is what I've seen a lot of other people do as well. So for example, if I'm a millionaire and I'm just putting in £1,000 a month, that's probably not that good. Whereas if I'm someone that's, earning, 50K or something, then £1,000 a month is like fantastic, a good amount of money based on my income. So it's a really good way to kind of think about it. So currently I'm putting away about 20% of my income into savings and investments. Some of that includes saving for my kids as well. And also some of that's kind of going to my emergency funds as well. And I think it's really important to put some money away for my kids, just a little bit every month, because that will then compound and build, especially as they're at such a young age. And I definitely want to stretch that and update that to 25%. And I'm hoping that I won't kind of feel that as much. And yeah, let's just see how that goes. And then later on, I'm hoping I could then kind of squeeze it even more up to 30% would be my sort of ideal sort of aim. And kind of the really sort of best thing to do around this, I found, is definitely setting up it automated. So as soon as money comes into my account, I have standing orders and things like that set up. So I have money that goes straight into my savings account, money that goes straight into my AJ Bell investment account, and once it's in the investment account, it automatically gets invested. So it's all kind of set up. I don't have to kind of think about it. I've also got a little bit of money every month that goes into my crypto account as well. So I'll buy a bit of crypto as well. So yeah, all of that is just kind of automated. I don't have to kind of think about it. There was a bit of inertia, a bit of like, oh God, just setting it up. But once you've got it set it up, it's really helpful. So I've been reading Ali Abdaal's book recently. It was really good. He was just talking about sometimes doing things it's sort of riding a bike up a hill. Once you've got it up the hill and you've gone over the top and you come down, then it kind of goes really fast. So yeah, I really like that analogy. Number two, my second goal is to kind of earn income from this kind of content creation and side hustle thing that I'm sort of doing. And I definitely encourage other people to do that as well, because we're kind of limited to how much income we can make from our job. But if you have some sort of side business, or you could potentially have another side job or whatever you want, whatever you feel sort of comfortable with. But if I have this side income, side business, something that could generate a lot of income, I could potentially then eventually use that to increase my investments and boost my investments, get more compounding happening. So having more money to kind of have later on. And that is one of the things that I've been sort of thinking a lot about. And I've tried a lot of sort of businesses before, things like selling t-shirts, drop shipping, Amazon FBA. I remember I used to buy like toys and then resell them, and selling things on eBay as well. And yeah, I found with those things it's quite very laborious, a lot of work involved, and also you need to spend some upfront capital potentially, buying stuff and selling stuff. And it was just like a lot of work. And one of the big problems was you get a lot of copycats. People will copy you and you're trying to fight them off, especially I remember with t-shirts, people copy designs off each other and stuff like that. It was getting really tricky to do, but for some people it works, and they found that angle and it works. So it's just about finding what I enjoy, and what I really enjoy is definitely content creation, creating these videos and things like that. Don't get me wrong, there is work involved and things I have to do, but yeah, it's what I kind of really believe in the long term will help me kind of generate some income. So if you're someone that enjoys, I don't know, it could be Instagram, Twitter, or X as it's called nowadays, YouTube, whatever, definitely consider building an audience, building that up. But it does take some long-term time to building up. So yeah, for the next year I want to try and get some income like in a halal way from this kind of online content creation. And yeah, I think it's a fantastic opportunity we have nowadays. And I also have another channel as well. I talk about language learning as well, and I want to kind of learn from both of these kind of channels how to make sort of money. And I'm going to be sort of predominantly focusing on affiliate links, really work on that and understand that better as well. And number three is learning about pensions. This has been one of my biggest lessons this last year, is just making sure my pensions are set up properly, understanding what pensions mean, why are they so good. And, and the main reason is because of tax relief. When you put money into a pension, you don't get tax. So, when it comes into your bank account, it's already been taxed, and you've kind of that money's gone. It's like in the tax system. Whereas if you put money into a pension, you keep that tax money. And then what happens is they sort of tax you afterwards. But another thing is, don't get too complicated. Don't start thinking too far into the future. Just get the basics, get the pensions kind of going. So for example, I had pensions all over the place. I had no idea what was going on. Now I've kind of sort of combined them. So it took a little bit of work, like a bit of inertia, just kind of get over that initial hump. But yeah, just doing it slow and steady definitely kind of helped. And yeah, I just want to kind of learn more about that. And the main questions I want to know is, do I want to put more money into my pension, like just into my own personal pension? Do I want to take more of my income and put it into the pension? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Should I put money somewhere else? And so I'm kind of like thinking about all of these sort of things, and definitely need to learn more about that. And number 4 is increase my emergency fund. So my emergency fund probably currently covers about 3 to 4 months worth of expenses, but I want to definitely increase that up to 6 in case something happens to my job and I lose my job, or my wife loses her job, or something like that. And I think it just gives you that peace of mind. I've lost my job before where I got made redundant, and yeah, that was quite tough. I mean, fortunately I did get a nice financial package, but still it was quite a stressful time. And I think having some emergency savings definitely helped, and I need to sort of build that up a bit more. We've had like a few expenses and stuff kind of going on, and yeah, so that's really important. And number 5, the final one, is like a fun goal, which is this French trip that we're planning. So it's like in the summer. So we're talking about in about 7 months, in July. We've paid for a holiday to France with Airbnb. And the reason why we go to France and we kind of drive there is it's like very cheap. There's sort of halal food everywhere. I know some people kind of feel a bit funny about going to France as a Muslim, but definitely, I've been there. I've had a really good time. I've sort of spoken to a lot of people there. There's lots of Muslims there. There's lots of halal food everywhere. And all the people I've met have been kind of really nice. And what we usually would have done was probably go somewhere like Turkey, where, like a Muslim country. And usually you're looking at about 4 to 4.5K, 5K for 1 week to go out there all inclusive in a really nice sort of hotel and things like that. We find for that same money, we can go away for 2.5 weeks, maybe even stretch it out to 3 weeks. And that includes food, accommodation, petrol, everything. And yeah, we much prefer that, going out for a longer amount of time, just get into a proper cool like holiday kind of mode. So yeah, definitely encourage people to set up a fun goal, something that it might be you want to buy something, like my wife likes buying a particular item of clothing or something like that, or you want to go to a really fancy restaurant that that you've had your eyes on for ages. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. And we've sort of paid for the accommodation already, so which is about £2,000. So it's all Airbnbs, and even some of them, like we have, most of the time we've got like a private pool, so it's like amazing. Like you get some amazing sort of properties in France, and we've still got about 2K more to save for that. So yeah, that's something we're kind of sort of working for. But yeah, definitely give it a go. Try setting some Muslim money goals yourself and see how it goes, and definitely encourage it. And it's something I'll kind of go back to, and hopefully I can do more videos about it. So yeah, assalamu alaikum.